Cool.
Okay, hello guys. Today we're going to be working with the Trimble FMX with version 8.5 on it. We're going to be working today and trying to show you how to create an access path in the field, or better known as a drive middle, or if you wanted to create a ditch in your field. So you wanted to have a ditch, say two swaths or down and a through and then back, and then another ditch or access path, however you want to call that. So that's what we're going to show you how to create today. First off, we're going to open up our field, so we'll hit our tractor button. And it's going to come up, and we'll need to make sure that we're doing this with the correct implement. When I say that, whatever implement that is going to be performing the job between your ditches or between your drive middles, that's the implement you want to be using width-wise to create your access path. So once you or have verified that that is correct, you'll go ahead and enter into your field screen or field selection screen. Here you'll make sure your field is correct, and then you open it up the screen. In this case, we're using an actual easy steer to simulate driving, so this may be a little fun to watch. But first thing you're going to do is you're going to line up on your actual drive middle or your ditch, whatever you're wanting to create in the field that is not your productive zone. So in this case, this customer wanted to create a ditch that was 1 foot wide and then have 2 passes and then another ditch and continue that pattern throughout the field. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit swaths, and we're going to create a new straight line. So now you would just hit set A, and of course I got to simulate speed here. But you would just drive to from your A point to your B point in your ditch area or your drive middle area that you're creating. Once you get to your stopping point, just stop, go back, or you're going to set B and then go ahead and create it and hit done. So now this AB line is actually created, and we're going to, this is where we're going to actually set up our access path. So you set your AB line in your access path, then you're going to go in and set up your actual access path setting, which is in your swaths under access path. It's going to ask you some questions, and it's going to say swaths between access path. In this particular instance, we wanted 2 access path or 2 swaths between our access paths. So we'll set up 2. The path width for this customer was 1 foot. Swaths in first group. So if you're continuing or want everything uniform across the field, then that should be 2 as well. If you had a ditch and then 1 swath and then the rest of the field, that's where you would create that there. AB's place in first group, it's important to notice it's left to right. If you're sitting on your A point looking at your B point, your AB's place in first group is going to be 1. You just move your AB's place to the right. In a second, you'll understand that, and then we'll provide guidance to our swaths. Once we get that created, we're going to hit load. Guys, my camera timed out, but we're going to move this AB line, shifted it into where our swath will actually be. So we're going to hit swath. And in this case, you take your half of your implement width, which our full implement width is 20 feet. So we're going to take half of that, which is 10 feet, and then half of your access path, which was 1 foot, so we're going to be 6 inches. So we're going to shift this line to the right, clear everything out, 126 inches, which is 10 foot, 6 inches. And you see that it created us a new AB line that says 10 foot 6 inches shifted to the right. And we're going to load that line. Now we have our guidance will be provided to our actual swath. So in this case, if you didn't want it to be provided to your swaths, you would hit swaths, go to access path, and provide guidance to access path. You hit that and hit load, and you'll notice your AB line moves back over to where it started at, and that's your actual guidance line for path. Now, so I'll try to simulate and show you what we're talking about here. course, I'm working with a demo stand here, so this may be difficult to show. Pause it. Okay, guys, I'm going to demonstrate a little bit of driving. And if you can see, it's real hard to do this on this here, but in this case, we're actually providing guidance to our access path. That's why it's not allowing us to engage on this actual AB line here. Just stop it. This is not. Yep. So as of right now, we are actually guiding to our access path. So I'm going to create a little line here, and just to show you what we're talking about. It may be that you need to pause it in between each one, so I flip back and forth. Okay. We're just doing another pass. Actually, you don't have to even do it. I'm going to just paint it, and then okay, guys, as you see, we've made 3 passes here on our access path, or ditches, drive middles, however you call them. Now we're going to switch and change over to our actual provide guidance to swaths tab and load that, and you should see your AB line shift. Hang on a second, I'll make 3 more passes, and then you'll be able to see the actual difference between them. You'll see a small white strip or a clear strip where there should be a drive middle to give you a better understanding of what we're actually trying to accomplish. So, hang on. There we go. All right, guys, as you can see, we've made several passes across here, and you see these 2 areas here. So this is actually a swath. This is a swath. That clear area there is where we made this darker zone earlier. That's actually your drive middle. So you see this clear area here, that's where your drive middle or your ditch would be. These other areas are where your swaths would be. So you have two swaths that are side by side. They're up close together with no gap. And then you actually have a drive middle. So the pattern you have across this field is starting from your left to your right. Your far left, you'd have a ditch, a swath, a ditch, a swath, a ditch, swath, a ditch, and so on throughout the field. Again, the way that you actually, once you have your access path set up, you have to go through swaths, access path, and to provide guidance to swaths and or access path. Those are the 2 selections you have. If you want to drive your ditches or your drive middles, then you would provide it to your access path. If you wanted to provide guidance to your actual production zone or where your beds would be, then you would do it to your swaths. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps.